It all started not with ambition, not with a master plan, but with desperation. 1965. A 17-year-old kid named Fred DeLuca needed money for college. Not millions, not fame, just tuition. Fred didn't dream of building an empire. He didn't want to disrupt fast food or change the world. He just wanted to stay in school. That's when a family friend stepped in. Dr. Peter Buck, a nuclear physicist, handed Fred $1,000 and a simple idea: open a sandwich shop. That tiny loan would spark one of the most unlikely business stories in American history. They called the shop Pete's Super Submarines. It was a small storefront in Bridgeport, Connecticut. No marketing budget, no secret sauce, just bread, meat, and a teenager behind the counter. No one, including Fred, had any idea what was coming next. Act 1. The Unlight Rise. Pete's Super Submarines didn't explode overnight. In fact, the first shop struggled. Fred worked long hours. He made mistakes. He burned bread. He barely scraped by. But something was happening. Customers liked the sandwiches. They were cheap. They were filling. And they felt different. Fred and Buck quickly realized that one shop wouldn't be enough. So instead of opening company-owned locations, they leaned into a powerful idea: franchising. Anyone could open a Subway as long as they paid a small fee. This decision would define the company forever. By the early 1970s, Pete's Super Submarines was rebranded as Subway: shorter, cleaner, easier to remember. And then something incredible happened. Subway began spreading everywhere. Malls, gas stations, college campuses, hospitals. By the 1990s, Subway wasn't just growing, it was dominating. And then came the turning point. Act 2. The $5 footlong era. The early 2000s were fast food's golden age. McDonald's ruled burgers. Burger King chased trends. Taco Bell was cheap and loud. But Subway had something none of them had: a story. They weren't greasy, they weren't fried, they weren't bad for you. Subway branded itself as the healthy alternative. And then they launched one of the most iconic campaigns in fast food history. $5 footlong. The $5 footlong wasn't just a deal, it was a phenomenon. People sang the jingle, people lined up, people felt smart ordering it. In a country growing increasingly concerned about obesity, Subway positioned itself as the answer. Eat fresh, eat light, eat Subway. And nothing symbolized this image more than one man. Act 3. Jared, the perfect hero. His name was Jared Fogle, a socially awkward college student who claimed he lost 200 pounds by eating Subway every day. No trainers, no supplements, no surgery, just sandwiches. Subway turned Jared into a walking billboard. He appeared in commercials. He went on talk shows. He spoke at schools. He wasn't just an ad, he was proof. Proof that Subway worked. Proof that Subway was healthy. Proof that Subway was different. Jared became inseparable from the brand, and that would become Subway's biggest mistake. Act 4. The Fall. 2015. Without warning, the FBI raided Jared Fogle's home. What followed was horrifying. Child exploitation, illegal material, years of abuse. The man who represented health, family, and hope was exposed as something else entirely. Subway moved fast. They cut ties, pulled ads, issued statements. But it was too late. The damage wasn't just to Jared, it was to the brand itself. Subway had built its identity around one man, and when he fell, the illusions shattered. But the problems didn't stop there. In fact, they were just beginning. Act 5. What's really in the food? As Subway's image cracked, people started asking questions. Uncomfortable questions. First came the bread. In 2014, food activists revealed that Subway's bread contained azodicarbonamide, a chemical also used in yoga mats. The internet exploded. Headlines screamed, "Subway bread has yoga mat chemical!" Subway removed it, but the trust was gone. Then came the tuna. A lawsuit claimed Subway's tuna wasn't tuna. Tests allegedly found no detectable tuna DNA. Subway denied everything, but the memes were already written. And then came the ruling that stunned the world. Act 6. Subway's bread is cake? In Ireland, the Supreme Court ruled that Subway's bread contained so much sugar it legally could not be classified as bread. Under Irish law, it was cake. Let that sink in. The healthy fast food chain, the diet-friendly option, selling cake disguised as bread. This wasn't just embarrassing, it was devastating. Act 7. Death by overexpansion. But Subway's biggest problem wasn't scandals, it was greed. For decades, Subway pushed franchising harder than any fast food chain in history. At its peak, Subway had more locations than McDonald's worldwide. But more stores didn't mean more success. It meant cannibalization. Subway stores opened across the street from each other. Franchise owners competed against other Subway owners. Corporate collected fees either way. Owners suffered. Profit margins collapsed. Quality declined. Stores closed. Thousands of them. Between 2015 and today, Subway has shut down over 7,000 locations in the U.S. alone. Once unstoppable, Subway was bleeding. Act 8. The last attempt at redemption. Today, Subway is trying to survive. They redesigned stores. They changed recipes. They hired celebrities like Steph Curry and Charles Barkley. They're pushing premium sandwiches, higher prices, a new Subway. But the question remains, can you rebuild trust once it's gone? Can you undo decades of overexpansion? Can you convince customers that eat fresh means anything anymore? Conclusion. A cautionary tale. Subway's story isn't just about sandwiches, it's about growth without control, marketing without accountability, branding without substance. Fred DeLuca never wanted to build an empire, but the empire was built anyway, and it grew so fast, it forgot its foundations. Subway proved that in business, you can rise faster than anyone imagines, and fall faster than you ever expect.